Hello everyone! Welcome to today's webinar on menu setup. This is Belle from the Academy team. In this video, we will learn how to create a menu from scratch for your restaurant. And to give you an overview of what will be covered in this session, our discussion will be broken down into two main parts. First, we will discuss the general setup, which involves the steps you should complete before adding menu items. Then, we will proceed with menu setup, where I will walk you through the process of creating both single items and combo items. Alright, now, without further ado, let's get started with the essential settings you need to configure first before adding any menu items. The very first thing that we want to do is set up a kitchen station. And you might be wondering, what's a kitchen station? Well, a kitchen station is like a designated area in your kitchen that is connected to a specific printer. Different areas in your kitchen can have their own kitchen station. For example, you might have one station for hot food, one for drinks, and one for dessert. With this, when your customers place an order, say for example, a cup of coffee, a burger, and a cake, burger will be sent to the hot food station, coffee will be sent to the bar station, and the cake will be sent to the dessert station, so that the staff in your relevant kitchen station only need to prepare the food that they're in charge of. You can configure your kitchen stations either through the Eats365 POS or the merchant portal. For this demonstration, we will use the POS. First, click on the setting icon at the top left. Under General, go to Menu Setup and Kitchen Station. At the top right corner, tap Add Kitchen Station and enter a name for your new kitchen station, say Dessert Station. Then, tap on Add to confirm, and that's about it. And now, when you look at your kitchen station, you will notice that it says Unassigned under the Assign printer. Don't worry, this is because we haven't connected a printer to our newly created kitchen station yet. So, our next step is to link a printer to the kitchen station that we have just set up, so that when you place an order on the POS, the kitchen printer can promptly print out the ticket to notify your kitchen staff accordingly. And if you don't have a printer at hand now, don't worry, you can also choose to do this later after completing your menu item setup. To ensure compatibility with our system, kindly refer to our knowledge base article for a list of supported printers. And once you confirm the compatibility, you can now connect the printer to your kitchen station using either the merchant portal or Eats365 POS. And here, I will continue to use my POS as an example. So, on my POS, I will first click on the setting icon at the top left. Then, under General, I will choose Printer Setup. If you already set up a printer, simply choose your preferred printer from the list provided. Or, if you want to set up a new printer like me, you can also click on Scan Printer. The system will then automatically detect printers connected to the same network with your iPad. If it doesn't, you can also add the printers manually by tapping the Add icon. On your printer list here, you will notice that it is common for all printers to default to the name default, which can be quite confusing. Hence, to identify the correct printer, you can actually initiate a test print by tapping on Test. This will generate a test slip from the selected printer, and once you verify that the correct printer is selected, you can customize details such as the printer name, paper width, and others. After making adjustment, click on Pair Device. Then, under the supported printing types, make sure that you place a check mark beside the kitchen ticket, and then assign the printer to the desired kitchen station, say Dessert Station, and click on Save. And there you have it. You have now successfully set up your restaurant kitchen stations and assigned printers to them. In the next part of our session, we will go through the detailed steps of creating menu items for your restaurant. Let's begin by setting up classifications where your items will belong. We have the product types and sub-product types. But what do they stand for? When we talk about product types, it identifies the broad category to which an item belongs. We have 4 default product types that come preset in the system: general, food, beverage, and liquor. You can also create custom product types if needed. For instance, if your restaurant serves dessert, you can add a dessert product type. But if the default 4 product types cover your menu well, there is no need to add more. Meanwhile, sub-product types allow you to further classify items within a product type. They provide you a more detailed categorization of items. For example, if your restaurant offers various dessert options, you can create a sub-product types like cakes, ice cream, and pies under the dessert product type. However, adding the sub-product type is entirely optional. If your menu doesn't require further classification and you prefer to keep things simple, that's perfectly fine. You can skip this step. Now, let me show you on how can we add the product type and sub-product type by using My POS, but of course, you can also do so by using the merchant portal. So, on your POS, you can go to the setting icon at the top left, then go to Menu Setup. If you wish to create additional product types beyond the default 4, select Product Type and click on Add Product Type at the upper right corner. Enter the name for your preferred product type, say dessert. Then, add an optional product type code and specify the default text group if applicable. Confirm your changes by tapping Save at the top right. And if you would like to add a sub-product type, on the same page, tap Sub-product Type and select Add Sub-product Type at the top right. Input your preferred sub-product type name, say ice cream, and add an optional sub-product type code. And one thing that you will need to take note here, make sure you indicate the parent product type to which the sub-product type belongs. For example, if your sub-product type is ice cream under the dessert product type, select dessert from the drop-down menu for the parent product type, and finally, confirm your changes by tapping Save at the top right. And now, whenever a customer places an order for an item belonging to the ice cream sub-product type, you will see the detail in your Sales by Product Type report. Next, we'll proceed with the next step on setting up the menu items, which is adding categories to your menu. And I believe some of you guys might be wondering, isn't it a category the same as sub-product type? Well, they do sound similar, and indeed, both of them help in classifying menu items. However, when we talk about sub-product types, it mainly functions on the back end. Customer won't typically see which sub-product type an item belongs to when ordering, as this information is only visible to you in the back-end reports, such as the Sales by Product Type report we mentioned earlier. While categories, on the other hand, are visible on the POS and the branded online store ordering screen. They organize similar items into groups, such as pizza, pasta, drinks, and dessert. This organization significantly enhances the ordering efficiency. Instead of scrolling through hundreds of items without categories, you can easily toggle between category groups, making it much more simpler to locate a specified item. And one note that is very important here, before you can create items, categories must first be set up to determine where each item might belong. You can set up the categories through our Eats365 POS or the merchant portal. For our example here, I will continue using the Eats365 POS. So same thing, on your POS, after you click on the setting icon, select Menu Setup under General. Then, go to Category and add a new category. Enter the name for the category, say Dessert. If you offer a multiple language menu, you can also tap the language drop-down to enter an alternate name for that language. You can also upload an image for your category. To display the category on the POS, toggle on Show on Menu. Then, determine which course the category falls under. For example, for the dessert category, it is typically served after the main meal. Hence, instead of instantly firing it to the kitchen, I will select as Hold. This means that whenever a customer orders an item from this category, it won't be sent to the kitchen directly until I manually fire it. We will delve deeper into setting up costing in our upcoming webinar, so stay tuned for more information on that. Next, specify the date and time when your category becomes available on the POS. You can customize it to appear during specific time slot on different days. For example, you might set it to display from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on weekdays and from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. on weekends. Then, set up the staff roles and application permission. Say, I only want this category to be able to seen on my user app and website, but not the photo menu. And I only allow my manager and my supervisor to actually see this category on the POS. So once I'm done with setting up the permission, click on Back and Save. And ta-da! Our dessert category is now been successfully set up. So once all your categories are set up like mine, you can finally proceed with creating your menu items. We have two methods of adding single item to your menu. The first one is to create the item one by one in your POS or the merchant portal, which is ideal when your restaurant already has an existing menu on the Eats365 system and you simply just need to add a new item. On the other hand, bulk importing is particularly handy when you have a number of items to upload or when your restaurant is totally new to our system. But anyway, you can choose whichever method depends on your own preference. Now, I will show you the process of creating single items individually first before we get into the bulk importing. So, on my POS, I will go to Setting, and under General, I will select Menu Setup. Then, since now we are going to add a single item, and hence, I will choose Item, Add Item, and select the single item as the item type. Enter the name of the item. Say, for example, berry frozen yogurt. You can also add in description of your item and also add a simplified name to be printed on your kitchen tickets. For example, some restaurant might think that printing the item name, which is the berry frozen yogurt on the kitchen ticket is kinda wasting paper, as the name is quite long. Hence, if you want to have a shorter name printed on the kitchen ticket, this is where you can set for. Then, select the product type, sub-product type, and category based on what we have set up earlier. You can also add in optional information such as the text group, product code, item barcode, and reporting ID if it is applicable to your restaurant's menu. Toggle on Excluded from Discount if you don't want any discounts applied to this item. And toggle on Waive Service Charge if you want to exclude service charge by default. If you are now setting up an all-you-can-eat menu, you can turn on all-you-can-eat menu item setting. But if your restaurant is just a normal dine-in restaurant, then just leave this setting as off will do. You can also enable the non-sales item setting if you wish to distinguish it from the sales item in your report. For further information and use case regarding the non-sales item, you can refer to our 2.48 product update video for a more comprehensive understanding. Then, specify the date when your item becomes available on the POS, and if let's say this is a permanent menu item, leave the end date as never to keep it available at all times. Select the dining type and availability. For example, for this item, I only allow customers to order if they choose to dine in my restaurant. And then, enter the price for your item. You can choose a different pricing method like fixed price, price in shop, price by embedded barcode weight, and price by embedded barcode price. And for my item here, I will set it as fixed price and list the price perhaps 38. Then, After you're done with setting up the information in this General tab, you can then access the Additional Details tab to input additional information like the raw material cost and inventory tracking details. And one reminder for everyone here, the inventory function in Eats365 is only on item basis. So, if you would like to track the inventory of your ingredients, you might need to consider our third-party integration that's available, such as Food Market Hub. Then, toggle on the Print to Kitchen, and also select the kitchen station that you would like your item to be printed on the dedicated printer. Say for my berry frozen yogurt here, I would like it to be printed to my dessert station. And last but not least, set up the staff roles and application permission like what we did in the category setting earlier. And finally, tap Save to confirm our single item creation. So now, you will notice that for the item that I have just set up, it is now available and ready for ordering in my POS. Alright, next, let's have a look at the setting which allow your customer to be able to customize their order, which is adding the item modifier. Think about your visit to Starbucks. When you order a drink, the staff often asks if you want it in a tall, grande, or venti size. This customization is what we refer to as a modifier in Eats365. We have two types of modifier, single choice modifier and multiple select modifier. And what's the difference between both of them? When we talk about single choice modifier, it is ideal for creating a preset list of commonly used options. For example, if your restaurant offers different meal size, like the Starbucks example we mentioned earlier, you can create a single choice modifier for the drink size. Meanwhile, you can use the multiple select modifier when you want to create multi-selectable options for your items. It is commonly used for customizable items such as the ice cream toppings. And if you want to add modifier to your item, you can use both the POS and the merchant portal. And here's how we can do it on the POS. On the item setup page, tap on the item which you want to add a modifier. For this demonstration, I will use the berry frozen yogurt that we have just created earlier. Tap on the modifier tab, and then select either Add Single Choice Modifier or Add Multiple Select Modifier depending on your needs. I'll first go with the Single Choice Modifier since I want to create options for my ice cream size. And hence, in the blank field here, I will enter the name for my modifier as size. Then, enter the details including the option name and also the add-on price for my modifier options. Then, you will notice that the Modifier Master section here will show as not available. This is because we haven't set up a Modifier Master, but no worries, I will guide you in creating a Modifier Master after we finish setting up the modifier. If you want to set a default option for your modifier, you can also enable the mandatory setting. Then, next to the option that you want to set as a default, tap the checkbox and you are good to go. To create another modifier, tap Add Single Choice Modifier or Add Multiple Select Modifier again. And once you are done, like my example here, you can finally click on the update at the top right to confirm. And now, you will notice that there is a dedicated page for selecting item modifiers when you want to place an order for this item on the POS. And for the modifier that you set as a mandatory, it is a must for you to choose the option first before you proceeding with confirming order. Now, let's have a look on the Modifier Master setting that allows you to keep track of the inventory information for your item modifier. This feature is particularly useful when you want to manage the availability of certain modifier options. For example, your ice cream shop has a modifier option to top up with marshmallow, but your marshmallow stock for the day is running low. In such cases, you can create a Modifier Master and link to your modifier. This way, when your marshmallow inventory is nearly depleted, your staff or customer won't be allowed to place the orders with the add-on marshmallow anymore. To add a Modifier Master, you can use either the Eats365 POS or the merchant portal. I will guide you through the steps to create a modifier master in the Eats365 POS. So, same thing. After you click on the setting icon at the upper left, select Menu Setup under General. Then, click on Modifier Master to add a modifier master. Enter your preferred name, code, and turn on the inventory tracking. When this is enabled, you can set the currently available quantity for the modifier master. This quantity will automatically change whenever an item that includes the modifier is ordered. Enable day-end auto reset and enter the preset quantity if you want all items with this modifier to reset back to the preset quantity when the POS performs the end of day process. And for my example here, I will skip this and I will save it right away. And once you have created the modifier master, you can now link it to your item's modifier. Here's how to do it. First, tap on the item to which you want to add the modifier master. Go to the Modifier tab. Under the relevant modifier master, click on the drop-down and select the modifier master that you would like to assign to this modifier. At the top right, tap Update to confirm. And now, when you view the modifier on the ordering screen, you will see a quantity display. This indicates the amount of modifier left in stock. The modifier will then gray out and become unable to select once the available quantity reaches 0 to ensure accurate inventory management. Besides modifier, we also offer special request quick key for you to input customer remarks for their orders quickly. And I believe that you guys might encounter situations like this where a customer asks for less ice in their drink. And without using the special request quick key, what happens is you will need to manually type in the request in the remark box, which can be quite hassle, especially during peak hours in your restaurant. Therefore, to expedite this process, our special request quick key allows you to create presets of short and typable words to easily modify your customer orders if they have any special requests. Instead of typing manually, now you only need to tap twice, which is the less and ice to input the customer request. We have two types of quick keys that you can create: prefix and key. Prefix are commonly used to modify keys and typically work in conjunction with them. Some examples that you will commonly see include more, less, and no. While for keys, on the other hand, can be combined with prefix to specify special requests. For example, by selecting less prefix option and the ice key option, you can specify that a customer wants less ice with a particular item. And one note here, keys can also function independently without prefix. To add a prefix and a key, you can use the Eats365 POS and the Merchant Portal. Here, I will show you with my POS. At the top left, tap Setting. Then, under General, go to Menu Setup and select Special Request Quick Keys. To add a prefix, you can tap on Add Prefix, and next to the prefix name, you can input the prefix that you would like to appear on the POS. Take note that when a prefix is combined with a key, there is no any spaces between the two keywords. So, if you want to have a space in between, remember to add a space after your prefix. Then, choose the category where you like the prefix to appear. You can select specified categories or choose all categories like what I did. At the top right, tap Save to confirm. And to add a key, you can click on Add Key. Then, next to the key name, enter the key that you would like to appear on the POS, say toppings. So same with prefix, you're also required to choose the category where you would like the key to appear. So for my key here, I only select it to be able to select in my dessert category. Then, I will continue with Save. And now, you will notice that whenever I want to place an order for my berry frozen yogurt, I will find the selectable prefix and keys under the special request section. With this, I do not need to manually type in customer requests anymore. What I need to do is just tap on the prefix and the key, and that's about it. Moving on to the next setting, let's explore how to set up tier pricing for your menu item. So, what is a tier pricing? It is basically a rule that enables you to set different price for menu items based on specific periods or condition. One common use for this feature is adjusting the price for holidays and happy hour. For example, during your normal business hour from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. and 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. daily, the bottle of beer is priced at 38 in the Eats365 POS. However, during the happy hour, let's say Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 6 p.m., you want to run a promotion where the price dropped to 28 per bottle. Then, this is where our tier pricing function comes in handy, as it will eliminate the need to manually change the bill price every day when the happy hour begins at 3 p.m. And to add a tier pricing, you can use either the Eats365 POS or the merchant portal. Here, I will show you by using my POS. First, tap on the item to which you want to add a tier pricing rule. At the bottom of the page, under the tier prices, if you have an existing menu item with the same tier pricing rule you want to add, you can copy the tier pricing rule by choosing Import from another item, or you can create a new tier pricing rule by selecting Add Tier. Enter a name and a code for your preferred tier. Then, under the included rule, click on New Period to add a new period. You can input the period name, the code, and define the time slot. Then, tap Continue, and you will see that the new period has been created successfully. Now, click on Add to confirm adding the tier to your menu item, and also enter the price you want to display in the POS during this specific tier and time slot, say 28. Then, finally, tap Update to confirm your edits. And now, you will notice that if the current time falls within the specific tier pricing period time slot that I have just set up earlier, the price for my berry frozen yogurt will change automatically from 38 to 28. Alright, so just now, you already learned how to create a single item including its modifiers, special request quick key, and tier pricing one by one on the POS. And now, let's explore the process of bulk importing menu items. And to perform the bulk importing menu items upload, you can only use the merchant portal. So first, on the left panel, select bulk import for single item under the import tools. Then, click on the menu operation drop-down and choose Add to Menu since we are now bulk importing the menu items. If you would like to perform other tasks such as editing or deleting menu items, you can select the operation accordingly. Next, click on Add New Task and you will see this page that allows you to download an Excel file for bulk importing menu. Click on Download Template, which will then download an Excel template on your device. Open the downloaded file and you will find 4 sheets: Single Item, Modifier Group, Modifier Value, and Category. If you already set up categories in your POS or merchant portal previously, they will then be listed in the Category tab. You only need to make changes here if you want to add more categories. Then, once you confirm that all the categories in the category sheet are ready, you can now click on Single Item tab. In this tab, provide all the necessary information for the menu items you wish to add. The information here will match what you see in the Eats365 POS when adding items individually, such as the item name, description, simplified name, product code, product type, category, start and end date, pricing method, and more. Then, you will see the modifiers part, and the main difference when adding modifiers to items in bulk is that you first need to define the modifiers in the modifier group and modifier value sheets. And now, let me show you how do we add the modifier in these 2 sheets. We will first go with the modifier group, where you will need to input the name for the modifier, say size. Then, select the modifier type. Either it is a single choice modifier or multiple select modifier. Input more information such as the minimum and maximum selection for the modifier and whether it is a mandatory modifier or not. If you offer multi-language menu, you can also input the translation for the modifier as well. And once you are done with the modifier group, you can now go to the modifier value sheet to input the information such as the modifier group, option name, pricing, maximum quantity allowed, and whether it is a default option or not, just like how do we add the modifier option in the POS. And once the modifier values are good to go, now go back to your single item sheet and select the appropriate modifiers from this sheet in the mandatory modifier or the optional modifier drop-down. You can also add multiple modifiers to a single item if it is applicable. Then, after completing adding all menu items and their details, you can now save the Excel file and then return to your merchant portal page as before. Click on Select File to upload the Excel template and click on Submit to upload your menu items in bulk. Once all the menu items has been successfully uploaded in bulk, don't forget to update your POS to ensure that the newly added items are reflected in your POS. Okay, after learning how to set up a single item, it's now the time for us to delve into the process of creating combo items to enhance your menu offering. So, when we talk about combo item, it is basically a combination of two or more single items bundled together at a more attractive price. And the process of adding a combo item, I would say it is quite similar to adding a single item. You are still required to fill in the necessary information under the General and Additional Details tab. The only difference is that in the combo item, instead of creating modifiers, you will be creating a combo option. You can choose to add a combo item using either the Eats365 POS or the merchant portal. And here, I will show you by using my POS. So, the steps are pretty similar with adding a single item, which you still require to go to the menu setup, item, add item, but instead of choosing single item, you need to choose combo item as the item type now. Then, enter your combo item's general information and additional details, just like what you did for your single items. And once you are done, you can now go to the combo option tab to add the combo option for this item. You are required to input the combo option name, say starter. Then, decide if it is mandatory for your customer to choose for this combo option. If yes, toggle it on and set the minimum and maximum number of options that your customer can be selected for this combo option. You can also choose to turn on the separate setting if you want to print the combo option in a separate kitchen ticket. Import a category or a single item that you allow your customer to choose in this combo. For example, for my combo here, I only allow my customer to choose the starter from the chicken wings, the baked mushroom, and also the potato skin. If you want your customer to add on price when they choose certain item, you can also input the add-on price accordingly. Say for potato skin, they are required to top up a $4, while for others, they do not need to top up any amount. Once you are done, you can now click on Update to confirm your choice. You can then continue to create more combo options by tapping on Add Combo option to add in the main and also the drinks for the combo. And once all the details have been added, like what I did here, you can now click on Save to create your combo item. And finally, congratulations! You have now successfully added a combo item to your menu. So, you will notice that all the combo options that you added previously are already available for you to choose from the order taking screen. Alright, now that you have gained a solid understanding of how to set up your menu item, it's time for you to take action. Start creating your restaurant menu within the Eats365 platform. And if you encounter any challenges or need further assistance during the menu setup process, feel free to contact us as we are just a message or a call away. Okay, with that, we will call it a day. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Goodbye and have a great day ahead.